The reality is you have to see your future, and is what you're doing, the vehicle that you've decided to use to generate the income that you want to buy the dreams that you want to have.
Yes.
Is it enough?
No.
No. Then you have no choice. Otherwise, that vision of your future, of yourself, is going to disappear. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
How else will you do it? What we're going to talk about today is someone who's trying to get out of their full-time career that they've been working how long in?
I started when I was 18 and I just turned 27.
So almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And you've moved your way up through the ranks of server,
host,
and
then serving, and then bartending, and then managing.
Yeah. And then you just got into what was it called? Luxury?
Terra. Super fine dining. Like
Super
as fine dining. Yeah.
Luxury.
Bills average $1,000.
Dining. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I'm used to like $200 bills, right?
Yeah, you got into super fine dining.
Yes. And
the bills were $1,000, so that's wow.
I'm only used to $200-$300 bills at your normal chains.
Right.
You know,
for a night.
A bill per table, and you get 20% on that on average.
Okay.
So you want higher bills, so you get more.
Okay. And now you're making $200.
I used to make 2 to 3. Now it's like 4 to 5
at a night.
Cash.
Wow. That's good.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I calculated when I was doing my full-time job that at the end of it, cash after taxes, full-time job with Staples in their head office on Leslie was $112 net a day.
That's what you were making. And then you got into the service business, and now you were making $200.
$200, $300 at the chains, and then now it's even crazier.
Now you're making $300, $400, $500.
$500 is like Mother's Day, Family Day, Valentine's Day.
Even at the luxury?
Even at the luxury. The luxury, someone made $800.
$800.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good amount.
Yeah, it's great.
Cash?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Can you maintain that on a daily basis?
If you show up, if you get the shifts, 100%.
All right. So the question here that we're having, is should Shawn leave the service industry that he's devoted pretty much a good 30% of his life towards?
That's a lot.
Yeah. And probably perfected the art.
Yeah.
As you can see in his presentation on the podcast, he's great. He's got a good tonality. He's got a nice style.
Keep going. Give me 2 more.
He's got the hair. He's got the look.
Thank you.
There you go. And I'm sure those tips are rolling in when he serves, and people love having him as a server. And so he's perfected. He's moved into luxury fine dining, and I'm, probably, reaching the high level of what his career has to offer until you're into management at some point, I guess, if that was something that you were considering.
I tried, and management was 1/3 of what servers make.
Ah, shoot.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make sense.
No.
No, from a financial aspect.
Yes.
All right. So he's at what we would consider probably the peak of his
absolutely this is
his ability. So the question then comes in, should Shawn leave this industry and move on to the next one? And, which is real estate. And he just got his real estate license. And, what does that feel like? It probably feels like, when you're out serving for the first time, or just getting used to getting into any business or anything that you're doing. So usually what I advise people, or I ask people, is not advise, but I ask them first and foremost.
Yes.
If you're in the same position today, in a year from now, 2 years from now, or 5 years from now, doing the same thing that you're doing, making the same income that you're making
at the fine dining
level.
Okay.
And what kind of income is that on a yearly basis? What can we say?
I think it ended up being, do you want me to actually get you a number?
Sure, throw one out there.
Because I think this would be very beneficial.
You got it or what? Like,
how
many numbers are we crunching here?
No. I'm getting it.
He's like, no, I don't like that number. No, I'll try this number.
No. I'm actually getting an accurate number for you.
All right.
So that you know. So if I'm making $479 cash.
$479. Okay.
Cash a day.
Sure. Every day?
No.
Yeah, so don't make up.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every day. Don't make this shit up. Gotta be real.
Fine.
And do you work 7 days a week?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
No.
I used to, not anymore.
Okay, so what are you working now?
Now it's different. But I used to.
Okay, but now
On average?
Yeah, but when you-
four. Yeah, four.
4 nights.
4 nights.
Okay, and you were making an average on per night. How much were you making? How much was your low night and how much was your high night?
Low night, 100.
Okay.
High night, 400.
Okay. So that's an easy one. You just take that and cut it in two. So $250 a night.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So you're making $1,000 per week.
You said 250?
A night, 4 nights.
Okay.
$1,000 a week. It was an easy calculation.
And what is that on a daily basis?
Well, you take $1,000 a week
Divided by 7?
and sometimes it by 50 or 52.
52.
You're going to have 2 weeks holiday. Everyone usually takes at least 2 weeks holiday.
True.
And so you're going to have an average of 50,000.
Yes.
Is that what you calculated?
No, it was much more than I think it was in the 200K range.
200K.
200K.
That's what? If you're working 365 days a year, making $500 a night?
Yeah.
But that's not real.
But I did it for 5 months.
You did what? That seven every
Every
day. And every day you made how much?
500 minimum.
Every night you made 500.
Yeah, but I was working at a brunch spot serving and then driving to the dinner spot to serve.
Oh, so you worked 2 jobs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Brunch spot started at 7, finished at 3:30, and then the dinner 4 to.
And you worked how many hours a day then?
Well, I started at 8 a.m. the brunch spot,
Right.
Or the coffee, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would close the restaurant for dinner and leave at like 1.
Okay. So that's a daily hour, like how many hours in a day?
So 8 to 8 would be
12.
12, and then 8 to 1.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So 5 more hours. So 17-hour days.
17-hour days, yes.
And you were doing that every day?
Every single day.
For 5 months?
Yes.
And then what happened? You collapsed?
Burned out.
Yeah.
And I just went to Europe and I just wanted to,
Yeah, get out of town.
Yeah, I just wanted to relax.
And how long did you stay in Europe for?
3 months.
3 months.
3 months.
So you worked 5 months, took 3 months off.
Yes.
Okay.
This is great. Yeah.
So basically, in essence, I don't mind this because I like putting in major hours in a short period of time and then taking time off. I prefer this.
Yeah.
My thought process, and then taking off, working 8-hour days or 40-hour weeks, getting these little bits of time off during the week, and then not having this longer period of time off in the summertime or holiday season or for vacation time. I prefer the longer time. Everyone's different when it comes to that. So the fact of the matter is, it doesn't sound like you can maintain the 500
a day.
500 a day, 17 hours a day for 365 days.
No.
And you didn't. You only did it for 5 months.
I did, yeah.
Okay. So how would we calculate that out? So then basically under that, let's say you put 5 months, calculate your number.
Yeah.
500.
Yeah.
Divided by 17. Times that by 150. No, sorry. 5 months divided by 17.
What was the original number?
500 divided by 17.
Yeah. Times
that by 240.
Yeah.
How much is that?
7,000. Do you like that wallet case? Be honest with yourself. I think it looks great.
Very fashionable.
Thank you. Maybe they can sponsor.
Showing off your credit cards. So $500 a day divided by 17.
Yeah.
$500 a day divided by 17. Okay. So,
that's my hourly rate.
That's your hourly rate, $29.
You got it.
Okay, thank you.
You got it.
And then you're going to take that, and let's just say we work that out to $30 times that. Yeah. So it brings your income, what your averaging income, if you work on an hourly rate, to about $60 per hour.
Yes.
I mean, sorry, $60,000 a year.
Net. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
so like 90K on
You're supposed to be paying taxes on it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that all earned income has to be declared if it's made during work, and you have to pay taxes on it. But because there's no way to verify cash tips,
exactly,
your accountant says don't bother.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we don't want to throw your accountant under the bus either.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
No.
So $60,000 a year.
Yes.
Because you worked 5 months on, 3 months off. It sort of balances itself out with its hourly amount in a day. If you were to make $60,000, so let's get back to where we were. Now, if you were to make $60,000, and let's say you did maintain it for a little bit longer, making $30 an hour, and you worked some overtime hours, and you worked X amount of, maybe 12 hours a day, and you worked 6 days a week, and let's say that brought it up to possibly around what would be $100,000, maybe $120,000.
I would say 120.
Okay, let's say
I would shoot for 120.
120, and you're happy with that. And let's say next year
from serving, yes, but you have side hustles.
5 years,
yeah,
that's what you made. How would you feel about that career in 5 years from now?
Not
happy?
Great.
Not great?
No.
You sure?
I feel drained. It's a
feel
lot of labor work, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and to do it 17 hours a day?
Well, not every day. No. 120, you don't doing it 17 hours a day. You're just maybe 12 hours, 10 hours.
Got it.
That kind of things. 5-6 days a week.
Got it.
Right?
If you take it to that level, you're talking like 150, 180K.
Yeah. If you're taking it to what you're talking about, but no one can maintain 17 hours a day.
Not for 5 years.
Not for 5 years. Not even basically for 2 years.
No.
Without taking any time off. So that number is not real.
I think I could do it for a year.
You only did it for 5 months. So I think you could do it for 5 months.
Really? You don't think I could do it for a year? I know what it takes.
Yeah, but obviously you didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
So so it means you can't do it. You could do it if you were thinking about it. There was some reason for you to do it. But
exactly.
But you made the money and then you said F this,
which
is what everyone does. Once they make money, they say F this. I'm taking time off.
Yeah.
Right? I got money in my bank account. I don't have to do this shit anymore.
Exactly.
Right? And that's the key. That's one of the keys that we got to look at.
Yeah.
Once you have money in your account, are you going to continue to do the work?
Yeah.
Right? And for this, is it worth it? Does it make sense if your maximum earning capacity of burning out is $150,000, which I think any server out there would say $150,000 in a year serving is fantastic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's what they make.
Yeah.
Like truthfully.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a great look of a position and whatnot, which is really shitty within itself, but it's great income, you know?
Well, I think serving is an art. I mean, I've gone to a lot of restaurants.
Right.
I do see the different levels of service that one can get. I remember tipping one guy, I mean, was sort of giving a standing ovation. We had a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
But it was so good. It was ridiculous. I mean,
good server?
Unbelievable.
I love that.
Yeah. The guy was a whole nother level that
really?
I like service.
Nice.
I'm into service.
Nice.
And he took it to a whole nother level. Like, if there was a breadcrumb for more than 1 minute on my table, I'd be surprised. They had the little brush.
Yeah. The breadcrumber.
The breadcrumber.
Yeah.
The drink would be topped up literally every time you passed the table.
Where was this?
This was in LA.
It was that good.
Unbelievable. I tipped him. I tipped him $100 US.
US.
Yeah.
Because you enjoyed it that much.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just me and the wife, right? So it's not like a big group.
Right,
so
right.
You know.
Wow.
We still racked up a decent tab, but it was great. I mean, service was great. The food was great. We had a great evening.
Right.
And the service was fantastic. Never asked for one thing. It was just always just magically showed up.
Yeah.
Table was taken care of.
That feels great as a server too, you know?
Yeah.
And that only comes with time.
Yeah.
But I feel like the last 2-3 years that I've been serving, I've felt the other side of what you're saying to the point where they're like, we can't wait to come back, you know? Like that was just, you know what I mean? But it's just, you have the ability to take someone that has never seen you before in their life to, I can't wait to see you again. Yeah. It's up to you how you want to make it.
So here's a young gun who's wanting to get got his real estate license, having a lot of success in his career, very hardworking, as you can hear, is willing to put in the 17-hour days and extended amount of time. So has a bit of a workaholic mentality to him.
Unfortunately.
Which is great. I think today's world's people don't realize it. We're put on this planet to work. Work means do something that contributes to the world. So
not for the exes.
Not for the
not for the exes. All the exes would tell you otherwise.
Which exes?
All the exes that I've had.
Oh, ex-girlfriends?
They'd be like, you're a workaholic. It's sick. It's not right. You should enjoy your life right now.
Really?
Oh, my God.
Okay.
2 past relationships, that was the main reason it ended.
Why?
It was just like, I want to work. And they were like, I don't see why.
While
enjoy
they're
your
seeing
life.
your work
Yeah.
compete with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can solve that problem.
How so?
Well, they just didn't see any benefit from you working night times or putting in the extra hours.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it means you didn't, this is a goal setting technique that you should do. You should be setting goals with your partner, in this case, ex-girlfriend or girlfriend, about things like why you're putting in this kind of effort and where is it going to go and how does it benefit her first and foremost.
Right.
You know, well, you ask her, do you want to have a wedding in a backyard, or do you want to have a wedding, at the dream location of all dream locations with all the
resort,
flowers and things laid out and honeymoon suites and the rest of the stuff? And, do you want to have a $100,000 wedding, or do you want to have a $10,000 wedding?
Because they are different.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's like a motel and a 5-star hotel. It's like a Michelin star restaurant and a McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like, right?
100%.
Right?
100%.
So
That's what it is.
yeah. So, I mean, everything has different levels.
They just have to be aware.
So when it comes to, I mean, if you've met the right person, don't do this to every person. That doesn't make sense. If you met the right, if you're not planning to stay with this person, then you shouldn't do this.
Right.
But if you are planning to stay with this person, then you should do this, right?
Okay, gotcha.
So
Yeah.
And you should set future goals.
Right.
Then they'll understand why you're putting in these hours, because they have to go to something and it has to make sense to them. Otherwise, you're not going to maintain your relationship in any kind of system like this. So anybody who's super successful out there and hasn't had a successful relationship and says, I'm putting work first. I put work first. I always put work first. But I told her, work pays for everything. Work pays are going to pay for the kids' private school or kids' clothing or our vacations or this and that.
Wow.
But I think what really did it is when I asked Sandra, so if I do 3 deals in a month,
Yes.
what do you want?
That was your question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. She already knew I was 100% a workaholic. She already knew that I work 16 hours a day.
She knew what she signed up for.
Well, she does, but it doesn't matter. Everyone might know what they're signing up for.
Right.
They might not like it after a certain amount of time because they just
True.
don't realize how it feels and
they've never been in that position.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then they get into it and they don't like it and then they start trying to drag you out of it. And that's not something you want to be in a relationship with.
No.
So the point is you have to ask, and I asked her and she goes, what do you mean? And I go, well, what would you want? I mean, you have to understand, I'm putting in these hours, not just for me.
Right.
It's also for you.
Right.
And she goes, well, I want a pair of designer shoes every month.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
She
what I want.
literally said
She didn't say it right off. I think we worked our way up. I said, no, it's got to be this or it's got to be that.
Right. Something back and forth.
What would you love to have? And she goes, that's what I would want. And I said, okay, deal.
Nice.
And she looked at me. We cheered some champagne.
Yeah.
Right?
Nice.
In front of the fireplace. And shortly afterwards, all of a sudden, I didn't realize the cost of these designer shoes. At the time, I had no clue.
You signed up and
I didn't know what I signed up for. And all of a sudden she was getting
everything's great
once a month a new pair of shoes, and all of a sudden you're the person that is asking you not to go out to work is okay with you going out to work.
Right.
And then you have to talk about, not just those goals, future goals, what you're going to end up, we're making this kind of income. Let's go get a vacation home, car, possibly all these other material things that people pretend like they don't mean anything, but they do mean a lot of things.
Right.
They have meaning
to
drive in a certain car and, being able to purchase your loved one this. And it's not, don't surprise them.
Yeah.
There's this misconception that you should surprise them. Surprise.
I did well.
But you're going to do surprise and you're going to open the door and the car is going to be on the driveway and then she's not there. Or she doesn't care. Because she doesn't understand.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care, right?
Yeah.
You have to create the goals together early on. This way it will avoid a lot, not all of it, but it will avoid a lot of this misunderstanding of why you're working so hard. Because she's thinking it's just in for you.
Right. I'm the only one benefiting from it. Right.
And it's not fair.
Yeah, fair enough.
If you're going to sacrifice your time with her
and
the relationship part, which is her top priority probably, or could be one of her top priorities,
Right.
then it has to be a win-win scenario, or you have to get into a relationship with another workaholic. And usually those relationships are very difficult to maintain because it's usually two
people that are just
going to butt heads
exactly
and get into major arguments and the rest of the stuff.
Right.
Which is also another topic for relationships.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's how I would solve that problem. And if you solve that problem, great. It's worked for me. It's worked for many other people I've advised on.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, many people.
Yeah.
So now the question comes down to, should I get out of this serving business, right? Again,
Yes.
so let's get back to that.
Yes.
So what's your mom saying, or your parents saying, or friends?
Yeah.
What are the EL saying?
My parents, ever since I told them I got my real estate license,
Yeah.
not a week goes by where twice a week I hear, I'm embarrassed to still say you're serving. Like, you got your real estate license to go into it. Why are you still serving? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why?
So that's what
Why
I'm
are they
hearing.
saying? That's a surprise.
Yeah, right.
Because usually the parents, like my mom, when I was leaving, and I had a decent job at the time, management job,
Yeah.
and I told her I quit. She said, "Go back and get your job now."
Wow. Wow. No way.
I go, "Yeah, that's not happening."
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You already made that decision.
Well,
that
I
you're
already
not-
quit.
Yeah,
I didn't ask. I didn't discuss it.
Right,
I just made the decision.
right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hearing from my mom.
Yeah.
Very surprising.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
It's very supportive.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
supports the real estate career for sure. Wow.
And by the way, my mom was a real estate agent, and she told me to go get my job back. Yeah.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
So she knew what it was like.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you didn't go back.
No way.
Nice.
Forget that shit.
Wow.
So, and we'll go. Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why. So here's what happened was, I had decided already before I took the new position, the management position, that I was going to leave. The corporate job that I had was Echo Shoes, because Echo Shoes was just a temporary position for me in anyways.
Right.
I've been doing sales since I was 11 years old.
Right.
So, and I figured, okay, well, real estate is the highest level of sales out there. You can't find a more valuable product or asset to sell, right?
Yeah.
In essence, a product, a house,
exactly.
land, whatever it is, and the highest demand product. So I had decided that, and I also consider, if I stay at Echo Shoes, I probably can become a president, vice president, maybe in 10 years, and I'll make probably maximum, if everything goes well, $300,000 a year. And
On
real
paper.
estate, well, that's what
On paper, like net would have been less.
well, yeah,
I'm only saying that because they're serving as cash, so it's important to know it's 500 net cash. You know,
it's still $150,000. So now your income obviously is being
Is
declared
150.
is declared at a lower number, though.
You got it.
As most servers, I'm assuming, not you, but most servers
Right.
are not declaring their full income because most of it's in cash.
Yeah.
Which is a normal thing that's happening in today's world on any cash businesses out there.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is you have no purchasing power when you go to the bank about getting a mortgage.
Right.
Very difficult to do.
Very.
So now what we're doing is you're sacrificing your ability to get loans or mortgages to end up buying an asset that will appreciate in value to maintain, $150,000 a year for as long as you can do that.
Exactly.
Not a fair trade.
No.
No. And
No.
people don't see it that way.
No.
So what I would do when I was getting started and getting into my second and third and fourth house, or third house at least, is I would actually cut some of my, some of my marketing. I didn't declare it as an expense, and my account said we can push it over to next year, which was fine, and to make my income higher. And I paid more taxes to get my income higher because I wanted to go out and buy another house.
Yeah. Exactly.
I wanted to increase my real estate holding,
Right.
which is what's helped me put where I am today.
Yeah.
So big difference. And so now when the market goes up 10% and I own $2 million of real estate,
Yeah.
I just made $200,000.
$200,000, yeah.
How much work did I do for that?
Literally nothing. Yeah.
Other than take some pictures of some checks and deposit into my bank account.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, people don't get that or understand that concept.
Yeah.
You have to sacrifice a little today to get what you want in the future. And getting loans is important.
It's a struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, you keep getting turned down.
Yeah.
You go to B lenders. You only consider B lenders at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you have to prove to them and show them the deposits into your bank accounts. And luckily there are some systems into place.
Yeah.
So if you're having any questions on that, we're happy to answer that for you.
Exactly.
So we'll be doing that for you. No problem.
Yeah.
And we can do that. But at the end of the day,
the people who are self-employed,
yeah, you have to show 6 months of statements. You have to show all your numbers coming in. You have to do a full analysis on your bank statements.
Exactly.
So as long as you can show that cash coming in, there are programs in the mortgage world that allows you to get a mortgage.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So now you're sitting here making, let's say 100, 150, knowing you can make that.
Yes.
Your parents are saying you should leave.
Yeah.
And why haven't you gone full-time real estate yet?
Yeah.
And you got your license back in July.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're looking to get into another career as well. I think you're playing around in social media.
I think I could do that on the side. It's just brand deals at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
That come and go.
Right.
And if I commit once, twice a week to just filming, I think it's very possible.
Okay.
Yeah. Just brand deals that come in, not often, but every 2-3 months you'll make a good chunk of change.
So the reason why you're not getting into real estate is because of
the jump.
The jump.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what is it that is stopping you from making the jump, the so-called jump?
Because at the end of the night, when I'm serving, I get my money.
Yeah.
I know if I show up on time, if I do my job right, and after almost 10 years, you'd like to think that you know it inside out. You know that money's there.
Yeah.
So at the end of it, you get it.
Yeah.
But with real estate, it's like you're not going to get it after if you show up and put in the time, you might not get it. Restaurant, you'll get it. It's there.
Yeah. Sort of like the guy who works 9 to 5 and every Friday picks up his check or it's automatically deposited into the bank.
Exactly.
Needs that reassurance 100% that, he worked 40 hours and then he worked another 40 hours. And at the end of those 80 hours in 2 weeks, money showing up in his bank account.
Here's $2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah. Or whatever it is. Right.
Yeah.
Promised.
Yeah. Okay. And so that's basically the 99% world.
Right. Yeah.
Right. That's what 90% of the world's doing.
Right.
Because they need that assurance that money's going to show up in their bank account. Well, that obviously leads into another concept.
Yeah.
What if you knew that every hour you worked in real estate, you made the same amount of money, $30 an hour, and you can work unlimited amount of hours. And for every hour that you worked, you were going to get a paycheck. You were going to get paid for that hour that you worked in real estate.
If I knew?
Yeah, 100%.
Then I do it.
Then you would do it.
Yes.
Okay. So what if I told you there is a universal bank that for every hour that you work, the universe tracks it. And at 100%, for every hour you work, you will get paid your hourly rate. 100% guaranteed.
When?
It just shows up.
When?
It will show up when it shows up, whether it's a month or 2 months, but 100% doesn't matter. 100% it gets paid out. It has to get paid out. It's the universal law.
What about my expenses the next 3 months?
Well, how much expenses do you have?
$4,000.
$4,000 over the next 3 months?
No, a month.
A month? So you have to 16 grand?
4 times 4, let's say.
Oh,
well, how long do you think it's going to take? I don't know. 4 months, yeah?
Yeah, so like 16 grand.
Okay.
Okay.
4 times 4, 16.
Yeah, how much money you got?
I got 40 line.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a line of credit?
Yeah.
For 40,000.
Yeah.
So you can go much longer. You can go 10 months.
Yes.
All right.
Ideally, I wouldn't want to.
No, you don't want to.
No.
So the rule of thumb when it comes to this, now we're getting to this part, is you should, so my threshold for me is, and I'm a bit more high risk, is 6 months is where I tell people you should be balanced. That means if you don't make a penny for 6 months, you should have enough cash to carry you. So in this case, you have enough cash to carry you 10 months, which is comfortable. The problem when you're comfortable is you tend to go on vacation. You tend to not work. You tend to work less hours. You tend to not, client says, oh, your job, your boss says, hey, can you take this shift? You go, nah,
no, I'm good.
I'm good. Right? Because you got 10 months. So I find the threshold is 6 months. As we get to 5 months, 4 months, 3 months, every month less, it seems like all of a sudden we're working a lot more faster. Boss says, hey, do you want to take yes. Do you have any more?
Yeah, exactly.
You got any extra shifts?
Exactly.
Right? Because I only got 3 months left of survival, right? We look at it as survival nowadays.
Yeah.
So you just told me that you don't want to be making $150,000 a year, and in 5 years you might not be happy, or you don't think you'll be as happy.
Guaranteed I won't be.
It won't. Okay, guaranteed you won't be happy. You say you have 10 months worth of reserve income to go 10 months. So you're very comfortable right now with your abilities to pay your bills and everything. And your parents are saying, go, let's make that jump. And you're nervous.
Yes.
About making the change.
Yeah.
So what do you think you're nervous about?
It's a good question. I'm just comfortable at serving. Like I know what it's going to be like because I've done it for so long. I know if I have good days, off days, up days, down days, I'll make a certain amount because I've been making a certain amount. So I just know, you know. But with real estate, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Never done it.
Fair.
Yeah.
The unknown.
Exactly.
So the unknown is always one of the biggest stressors in life.
Yeah.
It's what stops people from taking action because there's unknown. Is there a floor where if I walk out into this invisible unknown, is there, is there a foundation I can actually walk on?
Exactly.
So then you have to analyze yourself.
Yeah.
Again, in 5 years, if you remain a server, you're going to be probably unhappy and you're going to probably look back and say, hey to yourself, I wish I had taken the chance. And you might see somebody else who's having super success, like Sam on our team, who's at the same age as you are.
Yeah.
And making, $500,000 in a year.
That's insane.
Well, yeah, it's insane. Some people think $150,000 is insane. Some people think working 17 hours in a day is insane.
Why? Wow. Yeah.
Some people do.
Yeah. For
right?
sure.
I mean, you just told me two of your past exes said that's insane, right?
They did.
So a lot of people have these different concepts.
They do.
So the reality is you have to see your future, and is what you're doing, the vehicle that you've decided to use to generate the income that you want to buy the dreams that you want to have.
Yes.
Is it enough?
No.
Then you have no choice. Otherwise, that vision of your future, of yourself, is going to disappear. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
How else will you do it?
Yeah.
Right? You're going to do 17 hours a day as a server and then do what? The remaining, 6 hours there? Or 7 hours? What are you going to do? Podcasting for 3 of those and then sleep for 4? You going to maintain that?
No. No. That's impossible.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
So what I did, for me, I just quit. So what happened was I had already decided well in advance. Then I did my first buy and sell.
Yeah.
I looked at the income and I walked into my boss and I said, I quit. And I walked out. Yeah, that was it. Hey, you know what? Thank you for everything.
Made the money.
I saw the numbers.
Right.
And I go, well, shit, if I can just continue to repeat this, I'm off to the races.
What am I doing? Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I just made in one buy and sell pretty much, what I would make in 3-4 months.
That's insane.
And, working as a manager and working long hours, 6 hours, 6 days a week, probably 12 hours.
Stressful.
Yeah. Work.
Yeah.
And I had no intentions of staying in that industry, but every business that I get into, I tend to succeed really quick or get promoted into really quickly, which is great. So now I left my job. Now I've talked to other people. So here's the thought process. So you have to overcome that fear of the unknown and start reinforcing yourself. When you look at yourself, let's say you made the commitment and you quit. And let's say you put in 10, 12 hours a day into real estate. Is there any doubt in your mind that if you did this and you put in 5, 6, or 7, like you said, you're putting in 7 days a week, 17 hours for the next 5 months, is there any way or form that you could not generate some kind of income?
From real estate?
Yeah.
No.
Impossible. It is impossible. First of all, there's an universal bank that I just explained to you that you would get paid for in anyways.
Yeah.
Second of all,
I'm
work in
my skills.
any business, any business you're going to succeed in.
Exactly.
And the more time you put in, the faster you can excel in it. You see tons of examples on our team that are already having tons of success.
100%.
That have less of a sales experience than you do. And if you have now no doubt, you have the cash flow to protect yourself. So it's not like, you're cash strapped and you're living on a month-to-month basis. You have the enough cash to make the move. You have sales skills. And you're just wanting to move up the next level. And if you don't move up a next level, all of a sudden what's going to happen is your future is going to disappear. You're going to get stuck into the servers until you're like 30, 40, 50, 60 years old and dead. And into that
if you
world.
Make it that far.
Yeah. And you might be able to, obviously you'll be able to buy a house, get married, have kids, and do the rest of it.
100%.
But if you're looking for more and you want more, and it sounds like since you're a workaholic, you're looking for more and you're hoping to obtain more.
Yeah, for sure.
then you need to make the jump into what you think is the unknown, but really isn't. You just told me that if you did commit to it, 100%, you would have some kind of success in it. I know I would get paid a certain amount of funds for putting in my efforts and working. And I see it all around me of other people doing it. And you're being urged on by others. Yeah. So making a $200,000, $300,000 income in the real estate industry, it allows you to do that. It's possible. Is it possible to make $300,000 in the serving industry?
Yes.
Okay. How would you do that?
Commit to how I was working for the 5 months.
Yeah.
For the whole year.
You think so?
And I have that in me. Absolutely. But I would be a different human at the end of it.
Yeah. I mean, well, you say you have it in you, but you didn't have it in you. Why didn't you do it?
I was learning what it was like to be in that position.
Right.
And I was like, okay, this is what it takes.
Yeah, but you did 5 months.
Yes.
And then you took 3 months off.
Yes.
Listen, I've worked a 16-hour day, a 17-hour day straight in real estate.
Okay.
There's no way it's capable. I've wanted to.
Yeah.
But you can't.
You can't.
Once the spring market's done, you're burnt. So you get sick. In essence, your body and your brain starts turning away business. It says saying no.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You got more money in your bank account, so you can do it.
Yeah.
And then when you can do it, you start saying no. You just say, and that's okay. My colleagues would tell me, why aren't you picking up the phone?
Yeah.
I go, yeah, because I don't want the client.
Right.
I'm tired.
You're not
I'm done.
as motivated.
It's the end of June. I'm going to take all of July and August off.
Yeah.
And I'll go back to work in September.
Wow.
Because obviously July and August were slower months and anyways.
Yeah.
And I was burnt. And I knew if I continued in that route, most likely you can get ill, you can get sick, and then you can just get knocked out of the service industry, which is what you end up almost feeling like.
Yeah.
By the time you were done your 5 months, then you needed 3 months of a break because otherwise
it was too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's so much money coming when you're performing at $300,000 a year income.
Yeah.
The money adds up quick.
Yeah.
When after 5 months, you have a lot.
Yeah. And then you don't need to work. So then do you continue to work when you don't need to work? No. I mean, you could use techniques.
Yeah.
There are techniques out there that you can use to keep going.
I've read about those. Yeah.
Yeah. But
I'd go crazy. More like, long story short, I'd go crazy. I think I would be able to, but
in most cases, most servers are not going to be able to generate a $300,000 revenue from serving.
200 is fair.
Even still, 200. How many servers are making $200,000
in Toronto? A lot.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How is that? What's the tips on that?
It's because bottle service. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
The corporate events, this, that, a couple bottles you're in, like $1,000 a bottle, $2,000 a bottle. Bills usually like 20 grand, 20, 30 grand.
Really?
Oh yeah.
And they make how much? But doesn't that get split amongst the club, the whole tip? It's not one person picking up that.
It's between all the people that serve that booth.
Including the bartenders?
No, the bartenders get a percentage.
Of the tips?
Of the alcohol sales.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that industry too much. I mean, if there's a way, I'm sure there is. So why aren't you doing that?
$200,000-300K?
Well, why aren't you
I'm done just with, I feel like, you've been serving for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
You get sick of the industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially when you get very comfortable at doing what you're doing, Yeah. Yeah.
So then why make the change in your own mind?
Because I know what you said, that in 5 years, there's a cap to this.
Right.
Even if you're down there making $200,000-300K, that's the end of it.
Yeah.
There's no...
and that's working 365.
Yes.
Yeah. Every night until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Booth service? 3-4 a.m.
3-4 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long can someone do that for?
Not more than a couple of years.
And long weekends and those things.
Oh yeah, forget about it.
Yeah,
family, cottage, vacations. You're not there.
No. Yeah. And that's not the life that you were envisioning?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's sort of ruining who you wish to become or the life you wish to live.
For the moment being, yeah.
Yeah. That's why you want to transition then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
I hope you guys saw that. But he just told me all the reasons of why he wants to transition, why he wants to get out, how much pain is involved in staying in this service, that it doesn't feel good, how many girlfriends he's lost. He's never going to make the real income. And if he does make the income, he's never going to be able to enjoy it in any ways, which is out there as well.
It's capped.
It's capped. Capped on an hourly rate and working until 4 o'clock in the morning. And as real estate agents, we used to do that as well. And sometimes we still do 2, 3 o'clock in the morning on multiple offers, but it's not an every night thing, which is he's talking to make that kind of income. And you're never going to get, in essence, it's going to be very difficult to get to the $300,000, $400,000, $500,000
Very.
and maintain that on a year in, year out basis. And even real estate, it could be ups and downs. It's business. But we're creating growth models right now that is going to allow us to surpass that, to get up to the $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 by building this team and team system that we've created here that allows you to actually generate a revenue by managing and becoming a listing manager and team lead and a listing manager, by be able to create an extra revenue that it's going to bring up people to $750,000 to $1 million in a year in this industry. Obviously, putting in the hours has to be there. You can't. We're not doing that. A lot of people get into real estate thinking that they can work 20 hours a week, 10 hours a week. But if you're willing to put in, like you were just saying, 80 hours to 100 hours a week, you're going to be You're going to be making a $200,000-$300,000 income. And the great thing about real estate that I love about real estate is that you get your long weekends off. It's mandatory, is what I say. You have to take your long weekends. You can jump on a plane, go to Las Vegas, go to San Fran, go to New York, just get out of town, go to Niagara Falls, go to the family cottages, and just enjoy that long weekend. Yeah, because it's slow for real estate.
Right.
It's dead for real estate.
Right.
So, and then your Christmas holidays from December 15th to about the first week of January is dead as well. So you get to enjoy that time off.
Christmas.
Wow.
Wow.
And then
in our industry, Christmas is, you cannot take days off.
I was a retail manager. I know that.
Oh, you know that.
Yeah,
okay,
I know.
Okay.
A retail manager, you can't take
off.
Christmas off. Boxing Day, come on, it's the biggest day of year.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And the whole
Restaurants
season.
the same. Christmas, everyone comes out.
Yeah, and that's why real estate dies, because everyone's doing family stuff together and enjoying their family, and so we get to do that as well. And then you take off half of August, because second half of August, the 2 weeks before kids go back to school, also a dead market. So we time our vacations for that time, which is perfect, because that's when a lot of things like weddings and vacations really do happen as well in those last 2 weeks of August.
Wow.
So you really get to enjoy the whole lifestyle, plus you're making more of an income, and you get to spend it on the little vacations, on the long weekend vacations, and the full-time, like 2 week vacations in August, 2 weeks in the Christmas holidays, or spend it with family. And you're still making that income to enjoy it.
Right.
And that's the difference. I mean, that's a massive difference when it comes to enjoying life at its fullest capacity. And so a lot of people think, wow, real estate, you got to work so long hours, you got to be on call. You do, but you can still control your schedule. Where in your industry, you don't control your schedule in any way or form.
No.
You don't show up on the busiest days, you're not going to be there much longer. And plus, you're not going to be working, making money. The amount that you want to make. And so that's one of the things, that if you have the ability to work the hours, the long hours, during the busy seasons, which you should, you get the time off.
Right.
And that's the enjoyable part. And I train people that's what you should do.
Really?
Don't work through your long weekends.
Right.
Like this long weekend, we went back.
I saw the message, yeah.
We went to Prague.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, jumped on a plane, went to Prague, went visited her family back, my wife's family back home, got the little guy to see his grandfather.
Wow.
Right, had to deal with some other things. So she had to deal with some family things, which was great. Everything got taken care of.
That's amazing.
Jumped on a plane, we're back here on Tuesday.
So every server, just so you know, because I'm obviously connected with all the servers out there, it's long weekend, time and a half.
Yeah.
You're not leaving.
No.
You're picking up the doubles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is what we call slave labor.
That's crazy.
Yeah, listen, crazy. I've experienced it. I've worked for a long time. I've done a lot of jobs, a lot. I've been in retail sales. I've done all kinds of door-to-door sales. I've worked the hard work and
you were retail sales?
Yeah, I was retail sales. I opened up 5 Echo shoe stores.
Wow.
So I got into that. I've worked for McDonald's. I've worked for Home Depot. I used to be the buggy pusher that collected the carts. I've been a cashier. Like I said, I flipped burgers. I did the newspaper routes. I've done Cutco knives and sales. Stockbroker's license at the age of 18. So I did that as well. And there's a whole bunch more out there that I've done as well. I just can't.
And this is what you chose.
Well, this is where I ended up.
Yeah.
I got I was a computer programmer. I created munchmovie.com, which was delivery to your door, munchies and movies to your door in under an hour. I developed takeout.com, but then I got caught in what's called a .com bust, where all the funds just disappeared and all my investors disappeared. So I got knocked out. But takeout.com, as you know today, it's a huge business. Amazon is a massive business as well. And even Amazon's at that time dropped down to $7 for its stock.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, if you'd bought that and held it, you'd make a small fortune as well, which is what I advised all my, everyone I knew.
Yeah.
Take every dollar you have and buy Amazon at $8.
Yeah.
Which was during the .com bust. Because I analyzed their books and I was able to do that. Because that was my thing. Stocks were my thing and analyzing companies were my thing.
Right.
But anyways, that didn't work. Stock market didn't work out. Stockbroker didn't work out. I got my programming license. That fell apart on me. I got into real estate in 2006 and 2008.
Okay.
Was the biggest financial meltdown, including real estate, ever seen in the history of.
Yeah.
And I said to myself at that point in time,
what'd you say?
I'm not quitting. Like, the only way I'm exiting is, as I told these guys, my colleagues and friends, I said, you'll see me waving on the other side of the window.
Yeah.
If I have to exit real estate because I'm done.
Wow.
So I became 100% committed to real estate. And there was no way I was doing anything else. And once I made that decision and I got out of stocks and I closed the stock market books because I almost went bankrupt again from trading in stocks, which is another form of gambling.
It is.
And all of a sudden, here I am sitting here today.
Yeah.
I put all my effort into one thing, focused into one thing, and I built a small little empire.
But you didn't know that day.
I realized I probably could be successful at anything I wanted to do as long as I focused on it. And the problem is I kept jumping like a rabbit. And I had decided I'm no longer going to be the rabbit. The turtle always wins the race. So as long as you're going to play long-term in real estate, you can't lose. You can't lose. You can buy a house at any point, even in the peak of any peaks. You could have bought in the peak. If you bought in the peak of 89.
Yeah.
You're way ahead of the game today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You bought in the peak of 2017.
Yeah.
Way ahead of the game.
Right.
Bought in the peak of 22. We're practically on our way.
There, yeah.
By the end of the spring market, the next 3 months, we'll be at 2022 prices.
Wow.
Right? So in real estate, you don't just flip or you don't just have an exit button. You don't click on your app and say sold.
Yeah.
Not yet anyways. I don't think that's coming to anytime soon.
Yeah.
It's a 2-3 month process. It's a big decision, and usually you shouldn't make it. And if you got renters in your place, it's even more difficult to actually sell that property.
Exactly.
So in a downturn market, so it's hard to exit that investment.
Yeah.
Which 100%. Is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. So you're sitting here saying, I can exit whenever I want. I can turn it into cash whenever I want.
Exactly.
Well, I can turn my real estate into cash whenever I want. I go to the bank and I say, give me a line of credit.
They say, okay.
If you have real estate, how much you want?
Really, eh?
How much is your real estate worth? Okay, well, here's 100 G's.
Wow.
Now you have a line of credit on a credit card that's cash. It's 100 G's, so it's just as liquid.
Right.
It can be just as liquid.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. And you hear these guys teaching all the time. Nobody buys stuff with cash anymore. They buy everything with debt.
Yeah.
The reason why is when I go refinance my house or I get a line of credit, I can access that money, but I'm not paying taxes on it right now because it's a loan.
Exactly.
That has to be paid back.
Exactly.
So if I have to sell it at some time in the future, then that's when the government will come in and say, well, you have to pay capital gains tax at that point in time. If that happens, then, my goal is never to sell real estate. I've never sold a property. I've only sold one property, and I flipped that. I took that $50,000 and flipped that into a $3 million chalet. So my $50,000 turned into about a profit of about, I would say at this point, I've taken out money, 7, 8, almost $3 million. And I bought that in 2016. So that was one of my best investments. And it's made me $200,000 a year.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So But I wouldn't be able to do it unless I had this cash sum.
Exactly.
In the June, July, and I bought real estate. And I wouldn't be able to do it unless I declared a certain amount of income. So all these things that you're asking that you want out of life,
yes,
I believe real estate is the right vehicle for you to obtain those things.
Yeah.
And if you do that, all of a sudden, in a short period of time, you could be earning $300,000. You could be traveling the world like me and Sandra have, and a lot of other real estate agents do. You can get time to spend with family because all your long weekends are off, and you can get into more and more buying more real estate as you increase your asset holding. And I recommend trying to buy a piece of real estate almost on a yearly or bi-yearly basis. As soon as the value of your current home has gone from 10% to 20%, you can convert that home that you're living in into an investment property, because once it has 20% equity, it can be classified as an investment property, and that's what I did. And then I would go buy my next house with a 10% down payment. So I'd save up 10%, go buy my next house, and then I did that until I own 5-6 houses now.
So when you got that first one, and it went up 20%, you said?
My first one was interesting. My first one, and here's a lot of things, guys. Partner up. I would never have gotten into real estate. I was living in a basement apartment, couldn't even afford the $800 a month.
Right.
And I
because it wasn't declared.
I was in retail.
Oh,
I was a retail manager.
I see. It was all declared. Oh my God.
Yeah. Nothing.
But it wasn't much.
I couldn't afford it. Yeah.
Right,
it just wasn't enough after all my bills. And that's where I said to myself, I'm doing something wrong. I started following some success systems out there. And then all of a sudden, I'm buying this 5-bedroom, 2,700 square foot pie lot basement apartment house. Not far from where I lived. Because it showed up under my radar, under the 400,000 at the time.
Yeah.
And I got a partner.
Wow.
And that partner, investment partner, it was a girl I was friends with, and her dad said, "Okay, let's invest. Sure, if you're going to move into it and pay the rent." And I put down some money on the down payment. He put down the other half on the down payment. He got the mortgage, and that was an investment property to him. All of a sudden, that $400,000 house within a short period of time, within 2 years, was worth $500,000. I was able to buy him out, and then I owned the house. He wanted out, so I bought him out, and by renovating, refinancing it, and bought him out.
Wow.
Yeah, and then now that house which is about.
You refinance your portion, right?
12 years later is worth 1.6 today. Right now, I think the market's pushing to 1.6.
That you bought for 300.
No, I bought it for 400 or 392,000 to be exact.
Wow.
Yeah.
12 years.
12 years. But I got a really good price on that house.
So partnering is,
if you need to partner to get started, find a partner. And that wasn't a parent or anything like that. That was someone, I knew that also wanted to invest in real estate. And we just said, okay, let's do it. And they thought, okay, you're a good tenant. And at the time they said, as long as you move in your brother as well, then we got a deal.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened.
Wow.
When you want to make something happen, you can.
You can.
And then now that equity from that house, if he stayed in or not, my next house, guess what? I bought my next house with a partner as well.
Again?
Yeah, I kept my current house, turned that into an investment house, bought my next house with a partner.
What do you mean by turned it into an investment house?
Well, once you move out of it, it becomes an investment property if you don't sell it.
I see.
So I didn't sell it. I saved up enough money, but not enough to buy it myself. I pulled my partner in. He's a great guy. I love that guy. Really helped my career. His name was Rodney. He was just a phenomenal, super guy, just unbelievable. He's a roofer. A guy was making unbelievable amounts of money as a roofer, and just was eye-opening for me. And we had back and forth conversations all the time. And he helped. I bought a lot of his businesses. His industrial units for him.
Oh, nice.
When I was starting out. So anyways, my next house was also a partnership. And I also bought him out when he wanted to say, hey, Hans, I'm retiring. I'm done. Can you buy me out? I said, yeah, sure. I mean,
because you just had cash ready to go for that.
The house, we had it at 500,000.
Yeah.
And now when I was buying him out, the value to me was, it got appraised at 1.2.
1.2.
And he only wanted me to buy him out at 900. So I only owed him 300,000
for his half.
So I just refinanced and bought him out.
Oh, I see. But your mortgage went up.
Yeah, my mortgage goes out. I put a tenant in. I'm not paying for it.
Right, fair.
It's got 2 basement apartments and an upstairs.
Wow.
50 by 180 foot lot in Newmarket, 3,300 square feet. Right now it's worth 1.5.
Say you didn't go in with a partner, you would have refinanced and bought the next one.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did. That's what I did after that.
Oh, I see.
So no, the next one I flipped. So I bought another house with him as a partner, as an investment property, and we got it such a steal. The guy had to sell. His buyer that bought the house backed out of the deal. I came in and I bought it from him at a similar price that he had sold it for anyways. And 2 years later, I think we profited about 100,000, 150,000, I think it was each. And then I'd only put about 30,000 into that house, plus some renovations, so 50 in total. And now I had 150. I put that down on the chalet, $200,000 on the chalet, and that chalet I bought for 900,000 in December 2016. It's now worth 3.5 million.
Wow.
So that was also with a partner, and without Rodney being there, I would never have been able to pull that one off either. Right? So
Exactly.
you got to partner up in anything that you do, especially real estate. The great thing about real estate that makes it easier with partners, it's rare you're going to lose money. I mean, you just wait it out. It's not like a business. Business go bankrupt and everyone has nothing. You have empty. You go open up a restaurant with a partner. You what happens if the restaurant goes under? You just dumped.
It can.
It can.
Yeah, absolutely.
They do. All of them do.
Well, the margins are so slim.
Unless you're getting into a franchise.
Then maybe,
Yeah, then maybe.
Yeah.
So it's not an easy thing. I mean, some people do. They want to take the swing at it. They put their $300,000-$400,000 at a client. Unbelievable. I feel so sorry for them. They sold 3 of their houses. And this was all, I think, in 2015 or 16, 15.
Okay.
They sold their 3 houses and they opened up a symposium. And first they were hush. I go, wow, that's amazing. They took out all their equity, sold all their houses, even their primary resident went and rented.
No way.
And the market went through the roof. And their houses, which we were selling, I think at $600,000, one in Newmarket, 2 in Newmarket, one in the other place. Probably
one
a combined
primary, 2 investment.
2 investments, probably combined total of 1.2 million, 1.3 million.
And they put it all at symposium.
And they piled into symposium, probably cost them $300,000, $400,000, whatever they had at that point.
Yeah.
But the real estate of that value of real estate today is double.
Oh no, symposium is not.
And they've already walked away within 2 or 3 years. Yeah, they had to walk away.
No way.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So my parents did the exact same thing.
No.
We sold our home.
Yeah.
On Bantry.
Yeah.
On Highway 7.
Okay.
To buy Milestones.
Great. Oh, a Milestone.
Yeah, the one I was working at.
That's a franchise. Yeah, that's a good one.
So it wasn't a franchise.
Okay.
It was corporate for all its time.
Okay.
But when it became franchise, I was the first runner-up because I was just the guy there.
Okay.
And I told them, I'm interested. And we sold Bantry.
Right.
And we went for it.
And?
Last second, I pulled out.
No.
Because I saw the financials.
Yeah.
They're running on like 3-4% margins.
Yeah.
It seemed great. The restaurant's making $300K a month. It's 3% margin.
All gross is nothing. It's all your net.
And we didn't do it. And so they bought different real estate up here. But we did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But we just didn't jump. We came back into real estate.
I almost did the same thing. After I got my house, I almost got into tanning business, tanning salon business.
Oh, wow.
And I was talking to this business partner of mine. I was hoping to get into business with him.
Yeah.
And he was pulling out his RSPs and everything like that. And then I think in the last day or the last minute when we were going to sign paperwork, the guy almost had a heart attack.
No way.
And he told me, forget it. I'm just going to go buy some real estate. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Wow.
And thank God he did, because the next year, tanning salons were moved up to the highest level of a carcinogenic on the cancer list. And a lot of them obviously went out and turned into spray tans and whatever.
Yeah.
But they were also looking pretty. It was looking like $300,000 a year. So again, staying in real estate saved me at that point in time. Now I sold all those tanning salons and did a great in a real estate agent position wise. But yeah.
What do you think of that? What do you think of selling restaurants and businesses and whatnot as an agent?
Oh, doing businesses? It's a cutthroat. It's worse than residential. Yeah.
Are you serious? Wow.
Yeah. I tried it. You get lawyers are involved. Deals they fall apart. You got to be really ability to fight with lawyers, and because first you do the deal and then the lawyers review it and then they start arguing, and they argue on purpose because what I tell everyone is lawyers, they make money from playing tennis.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
They create the problem.
Absolutely.
The other lawyer knows that the other lawyer is creating the problem.
Yeah.
And they play cha-ching, cha-ching, back and forth to generate an income.
Yeah.
Where real estate agents only get paid if the deal gets done.
If the deal gets done, yeah.
So I'm sitting there yelling at the lawyers and yelling at my client. They're purposely doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And now, obviously, I'm not to say anything about lawyers. I mean, obviously, there's...
Yeah.
But the subconscious behind it, it's the business,
it's
right?
the business, yeah.
And, you know, there are great lawyers out there that would never do it like that. And,
Exactly.
And they're probably the most successful lawyers out there.
Right.
But yeah, it's a tennis match to create an income.
Right.
And I go, there's no need for any of this. The deal's wrapped up.
Yeah.
There's no need to change this and no need to change that.
Exactly.
And I'm not a lawyer, so I can't give legal advice,
Right.
but I would have to advise them. You know, there's a good chance here that this goes back and forth.
Right.
You're going to get hit with an extra large bill, or worse, it gets blown up. The deal gets blown up.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't even make it to the closing date.
A lot of the times, yeah. I mean, you can be successful in that business. It's just not as easy.
Oh, I see.
And a lot of businesses, they're not declaring their incomes fully, or they say, yeah, we make, $200,000 net, but it's cash. Then you got to have someone sit on the store.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of extra work that needs to go into it. I think if you did it long term, you could build a business around it.
What do you recommend for me to do that? Or
I recommend join up with the team.
Residential?
Yeah.
So you were talking about passive income too. That's very intriguing to me.
Yeah.
That you're saying that you turn into a team lead position.
Yes.
So what does that involve?
Well, the team means as long as you're joining up team members.
Yes.
And then what happens is if you join them up, you get to train them.
Okay.
And then you naturally become their team lead. And then I'll train you on how to become a listing manager for them. And you make an X amount of income from each team member and also from each listing that you sign up. Yeah. Which adds on extra income onto your business. And the way I've calculated it, after you've hit certain team members, you've joined up a certain amount of team members, you can make $300,000 to $500,000 passive income. It's not passive. You still got to be a manager.
Oh my God.
But you naturally become a team leader inside the team.
Right.
Right. So it's not like, okay, where do I go from here? There is another level to move up, and you can make really, really incredible income from this. And the more you train your team members, and like in 2022, our team members on average made $140,000, which is an incredible number. That's an average. Average was doing something like 16 transactions or something like that, 17 transactions. Yeah, wow. Each agent.
Say you have like 5 team people under you.
Yeah, I mean, so if you calculate that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not basing it on the highest numbers. I'm basing it more on what I anticipate.
But there's potential for that.
Yeah, but our goal is always to do one deal a month.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's the basis of steady income.
Gotcha.
Yeah, removes all that fear.
You think I'm capable of that?
100%.
Really?
Yeah, why wouldn't you be?
Appreciate it. Well, I've never really done it, right?
Okay.
So it's like I know how to serve.
Yeah.
You tell me how to tell you about a portobello mushroom chicken.
Yeah.
I got you.
All right.
Alfredo sauce, chicken breast.
While you're licking your lips, getting a little hungry.
Yeah. I would love it. I feel like I have served you before.
Well, you never know.
I've worked in so many different restaurants. Who knows?
Yeah, well, and I've eaten at a lot of restaurants.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. Because I know how to do it.
Here's the reality.
Yes.
And this is what I tell everybody.
Yeah.
Everything's easy once you know how.
Yeah.
If you know how to sell real estate, is it difficult anymore?
No, but I don't know how to.
Was it?
Yeah.
Now, do you consider serving difficult?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Like zero. Some people are like, I get anxiety walking up to tables.
Second nature to you?
Oh, please. Yeah. Random person I can make convo all day.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's only because I've done it for so long.
Okay. Did you see the 23-year-old kid, Kusha?
Yeah.
Who just did 4 deals in March? And made more income in a month than he has in a year?
Doing
real estate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hustle.
Decided to take a break from school, and instead of going after a university degree, decided to start seeing what he can do in real estate, and so far so good.
So far great.
Yeah.
Okay. So good is an understatement.
Right?
My
so
God.
you don't think you met with Kusha, you've talked to Kusha.
Yeah.
I
love him.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He's amazing.
It's a funny story how he joined up, but great guy, young gun, but he didn't come in with all these skills. He didn't come in with natural sales skills. He has it.
He does,
and he's developing it. But
it's exceptional.
He didn't come in here with that. No, it's not exceptional.
No, it's great in my, like, I see it from the outside, and I've met a lot of people in my life.
Yeah.
And he's great.
Yeah.
What he is today.
And what
like,
about Cheyenne?
incredible.
Okay. And Sam?
Unreal.
Mel?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Mel was a project manager for 25 years,
I didn't know
making
that.
60 G's a year, self-employed. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And
Come
I got
on.
him to switch into this business now, and he's making, you know, three times
What
six
he's making?
figures.
Wow.
3 times 6 figures.
He's renovating his whole house right now.
Right now, yeah. That's also under the concept, you know, another concept. So I train all these beliefs to help people become successful in real estate, because it's not just about trading real estate. It's how you think
Yes.
that's going to make you successful. It's a thought process that you have in your mind that will make you successful. And continuing down the road doesn't sound that's the path to your success. Doesn't seem like the path to your future you, or is it? Continuing serving.
No. I
No.
don't see myself having all those luxuries.
No.
No.
You're going to have to make major sacrifices.
Big time.
And is that okay for you?
No.
No. So then you've answered your own question.
Yeah, I think I have.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
and welcome to the next level. And I'm looking forward to you having on the team, and I'm looking
Likewise.
forward to you to kicking butt on this team. And I'm
looking
more than
forward.
anything else, I look forward to the team members that
Yeah.
are on this team
Yeah.
to achieving the goals that they've set.
Yeah.
And that's where the difference really kicks in about joining up with this team, is because in such a short period of time, you're going to understand how fast you're able to achieve your goals using this vehicle, and not just real estate vehicle, but being on the Hans team vehicle,
Specifically,
because it literally, you're driving on a paved road. When you're on a paved road on a freeway like the 407, and you're able to get into the fastest car possible, how fast can you travel? Well, as fast as that car can go.
Absolutely.
And real estate is one of the fastest vehicles out there.
I think your team is even faster.
Well, I hope so.
Well, for me, it's like, even from the outside, like, I haven't committed full time whatsoever.
Yeah.
Right. But from the outside, I see all, like, there is no silly question, really. You know, like, so often, so many people come to you and Sam, and I see it. I see it all the time. I'm watching everything. The smallest little questions are answered all the time. So you have that support system.
Yeah, of course. It's mandatory.
It's
And the other
amazing.
thing, look at Kellen, for example.
Yeah.
Laura, which joined up Kellen, which her husband.
Yeah.
Laura came from Rogers making, I don't know, whatever she was making, minimum wage or 20 bucks an hour.
Yeah.
And last year, after joining the team, closing in on 200,000, closed in 200,000,
No, net?
having a baby, got married, net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah,
Net. Wow.
Yeah. And now had a wedding, had a baby shower, got married, and brought her husband on board. And her husband just yesterday, Kellen, sent me a text message, said, "Thank you, Hans. Thank you for all the training. I just listed my first house."
No way.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel?
I love
when
it.
you hear stuff like
I
that?
get goosebumps.
You're successful enough to just, why are you doing this?
I'm getting goosebumps right now.
It gets you going.
Yeah.
This feeling.
Yeah.
I love that.
Sure.
That's why I see myself in one of those lead positions.
I think you'd fit in really well.
I love that feeling.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. It's a
Oh
phenomenal
my
feeling.
God. It's
Helping
the
other
best.
people succeed is a phenomenal thing.
Yeah.
And when you're good at it, and you can read people and help them adjust in the situation that is specific to them, and you understand it because you've gone through absolutely everything. I've gone through everything
I
there
can
is,
only imagine.
and not just in real estate, and
Life.
everything across life across the board.
Yeah.
So I can relate
Yeah.
where most people can't. And I'm able to get people to understand things using a simplified thought process, not a complicated thought process. And all of a sudden, everything just makes sense. And when things make sense and you're able to push the right buttons for that person, all of a sudden, in a short period of time,
You see the results.
yeah. And it's great.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I definitely see myself. So you said there's a training in place too to become that listing manager.
As
for
soon
that
as you
shit.
join up 5 team members, I will train you on becoming a listing manager personally.
Got it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's important that I train you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say so. 100%. We could even do it on the podcast. It would just be one-on-one.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, that's a good goal for me. I like that. 5
Yeah.
people, eh?
5 people.
Got you.
You're off to the races. Kusha's joined up 1. Cheyenne joined up 2 already. And I think Naomi and Bahar have joined up 1 or 2 each as well. So, and that's all since the beginning of the year, since we launched this.
Wow.
And the Christmas bonus checks at the Christmas party that we're going to have this year, it's going to be phenomenal. It's going to go.
serious?
It's going to go viral.
No
well, when
way.
someone, instead of just getting an award, also gets an award and a big check for $30,000, $40,000 or $50,000, maybe $100,000. Maybe Sam makes $100,000, depends on how well his team members do.
Yeah. But he's pushing his team members, I bet.
Yeah.
Because this feeling is probably great for him too.
Yeah, it can become addictive.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
You just push people
Especially
to
when you're getting rewarded for it too as well.
Right.
Right? It doesn't make sense just doing it. There's got to be a win-win scenario. I used to help so many people just doing conversations, thought processes and whatnot, but I never got anything out of it.
financially.
Nothing
Period.
for me, period. Well, it's not
Yeah.
about financial. I got nothing out of it.
Right.
And it was great to go see them all go off and succeed. And but at the end of the day, I'm like, well, okay, well that's
got the
great.
feeling out of it.
I got a good feeling.
Yeah.
But I'm not achieving my goals.
Oh,
my dreams weren't coming true. So it's not a win-win scenario. It's
I
a
see.
win.
You felt
a
good.
nice feeling scenario.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get stuck into that.
Yeah,
And-
I bet.
Yeah, and real estate allows you to actually at least reap the rewards of helping other people. Truly reap the rewards at the highest level for helping other people.
More of an incentive to do that over serving.
Yeah, well, of course, it's at a higher level. It's the highest level of sales that you can do.
Yeah.
You're not
Forget
you're
about
not
the
serving
800.
food
Yeah.
for $1,000 or $20,000 on the highest level. If someone's buying champagne bottles and having a huge party,
That's 20 grand max.
yeah, and I've done those myself. Like I've been the person
Who's spending that?
spending that money for the team.
Yeah.
To where which is also enjoyable, by the way.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I can
And
only imagine.
you should have seen our July 1st party.
Why
It
was I not there?
insane.
Oh, I wasn't on the team yet.
Yeah, you weren't on the team yet. July 1st was insane. And that was, I mean,
You're killing
the
me.
barbecue itself. And we brought in, the chef and everything else. And that was from an amazing restaurant that we always go to.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, I think the food itself, and because we went so high end with everything, was $15,000 for the barbecue.
Just for the food?
And the chef to cook, yeah.
You're lying.
Yeah, and then we had bartenders serving. And they had a blast. Everyone had a blast. It was great. Anyways.
So you party hard. They work hard, but you party
we
hard
have to have
too.
a good time. Everyone
course.
has to have
Yeah,
a good.
yeah,
everyone's got to get rewarded, and so that was our July 1st. That was like a
I'm looking forward to
$35,000 barbecue.
Can I come to the next one?
Yeah.
God damn. Jesus Christ.
Well, you're on the team, so I mean,
appreciate you.
I hope so. I hope you're
I'm
going
not
to be
going to
there.
be serving, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, well,
No.
well, maybe you need to make an extra buck or two.
Not at, and I may be, right, in the moment,
Yeah.
serving, making an extra buck or two,
Yeah,
but I'm sacrificing all my future goals.
yeah,
Big goals.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
not possible.
No, I'm glad you see that.
It took a while.
Yeah, it doesn't take too much. You just have a few more conversations with me, and it's done. Dead in the
Let's
water.
do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So am
right.
I going for my 5 o'clock shift tonight?
Yeah, no. Hey, listen, I didn't jump ship right away. I got a
see.
feel for it.
Okay.
You don't have to in your industry. It's not like you have to work every shift, do you? You can tell them which days you're on and which ones you want off, or not at this point.
Not because I'm brand new.
Oh, and you're okay. Then if that's the case, then you're about to decide whether you're going to go into real estate or whether you're going to move up to this level in fine dining.
Well done.
You
Yes.
want my opinion?
Please.
We're at the beginning of a new upswing market.
Okay.
This is the best time to get into the market. Remember when you came in July?
I did.
And I told you just go keep playing with
I
your
was sitting
puppy.
there.
Yeah, keep
Yeah.
playing with your puppy, buddy.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
What are you doing? I
Yeah.
literally told you,
That's
what
what
are
you
you
said.
doing?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm an honest guy. I'm not going
And
to
I
get people
appreciate
in.
that. Yeah.
And 6 months went by and market was shit, just like I told you it was going to be.
Yeah.
You saw that's another great thing. When you come to me, I'll tell
Yeah.
you what's going to happen
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
real.
Literally.
And I can see it. It's not
Yeah.
made up stuff. We are at the bottom and the beginning of a hot market. Best time to get in.
Really?
And you're going to make double the amount you're going to make in serving right now.
So don't
double
go
the amount. Don't
to
go.
find out.
Cancel it. Just tell them thank you, but I've decided to get into real estate.
Say it like that?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hard.
I really appreciate the opportunity. But I've decided to get into real estate and, take my abilities to the next level. I mean, I'm good at what I do. I'm good at serving. I'm good at helping people.
I am.
Yeah. So why
Damn.
not get rewarded for it? Why do you have to kill yourself every long weekend, every Christmas, every New Year's, every night till 4 o'clock in the morning, every relationship being flushed down the toilet? Why do you got to do that to yourself? Why do you want to do that to yourself? For a buck?
For a guaranteed buck.
So, yeah, for a guaranteed buck. But listen, the universal bank is guaranteed. Every hour you put in, you will get paid 100%. I know this. I've installed this thought process so deep and seen it so real that it's 100% real that I train it. Every hour you put in. I just
don't know it yet. Yeah.
You just don't believe it yet.
Yeah, I don't.
Because you have so much doubt.
Exactly.
Because you're part of the 90% crowd.
Exactly.
That work 9 to 5.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And need their hourly pay because they don't believe that the universe is going to pay them in anyways. So listen.
So yeah, you wouldn't. Okay, so you see where I'm at though.
I see where you're at.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys out there, put your comments down below. Let us know. Should Shawn jump ship and go into the real estate full time? Do you think he's going to do well?
Or fine dining.
Or stick with the fine dining? You're going to find out soon on the next episode, maybe the following episode. We'll see how fast this happens.
Exactly.
I mean, he sold his Bitcoin within 2 weeks, so that was something incredible.
Yeah.
You know, that wasn't easy to do.
Lots
and he exited the scene, probably ready to close your account. Your account's empty?
Empty.
Empty.
$30.
$30. Yeah. Close it. Shut it down. Don't even leave $30 because it's like leaving a crack open.
Really?
Yeah, to get back in. Close the account down.
Close
shut
the
it
account.
down.
Okay.
And focus 100% on real estate. And I guarantee you'll be making 6 figures times 2 or 3 within 2 years.
That's the universe talking.
It's guaranteed. That's Hans talking.
Yeah. I just got to put the work in.
And here we say, welcome to real estate.